Hello, welcome to Krafting Kitty. My name is Aaron, and this is
El Toro.
Brian, my husband, the Plague Factory.
Well, look, it wasn't like a total factory. I only infected one other person in the house. Okay, maybe I was a plague factory.
Well, we are finally back. We are in pretty decent health, and we're ready to go with another poor decision.
Mm-hmm.
So, the poor decision.
So, you've heard the phrase, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Mm-hmm. And in honor of being a plague factory, I now have a dozen apples in front of me. So hopefully we'll be safe for a week.
Mm-hmm. Well, we thought it would be a little bit fun and kind of in the spirit of the changing season to do an apple taste test.
Yeah, when have you ever bought every single apple in the store and tried them all? And that's exactly what we've done here. In addition, we have 12 apples, and then we've got 2 apple ciders. Interestingly enough, from the Lewisburg Cider Mill in Lewisburg, Kansas, about 20 minutes from where I grew up as a child. So I'm super excited for them. Mm-hmm. Now, interestingly, this is the Honey Crisp apple cider that I've never had before. And that's the apple cinnamon. That's what we had as kids growing up. Because Honey Crisp apples weren't a thing in the 80s.
Yeah, they weren't, were they?
No. Oh boy, they need to be shaken.
Yeah, I shook that one a little bit. I didn't shake the cinnamon one, though. Okay, should we start apples and then end with apple cider, or what do you want to do?
Can I try some apple cider first? Because I'm really thirsty.
Okay, let's try the Honey Crisp.
Hit me up, baby. I should point out, Erin also makes a mean drink. For not really drinking, she makes a good cocktail. Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I don't really drink. Never did.
Oh, that is delicious.
Okay, this is the Honey Crisp apple cider.
Oh man, that is delicious. My blood sugar's gonna be like 400 by the time we're done.
That was really good.
Well, would you care to pick our first apple to taste?
Let's see, we have one Granny Smith and one one Golden Delicious. Should we do the green ones first?
Sure. We'll take whatever this one was first.
Golden Delicious.
The Golden Delicious.
That, growing up, has always been my favorite type of apple.
Was it really? Mm-hmm. Now, I have put these in the fridge.
Mm-hmm. I prefer my apples cold.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
I bet it's been 25 years since I've had a Golden Delicious apple.
I like them.
It is surprisingly juicy. Yep. It is not too tart, not too sweet.
Not just a bit tart. I like them cold, and when they're crisp and they kind of break off.
Mm-hmm. That's something I think in our lifetime, apples have gotten a lot sweeter. Like Fuji's and Honey Crisps and stuff that we're going to get to, didn't exist when we were kids, and they're all super sweet apples. All right. Golden Delicious, you're delicious.
It's delicious. Yeah, I don't know if they didn't exist or if they just weren't something super readily available in our grocery stores.
So apple number 2. I don't know. We're gonna try to rate these and keep track of them somehow.
Sure.
Okay. Apple number will be a Granny Smith.
Mm-hmm. Classic. I use them pretty regularly for pies.
Mmm. Mm-mm. Not as good as the Golden Delicious.
It's much more tart.
Very tart.
Its skin is also much chewier.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Weird.
It absolutely is.
I never would have thought of that.
It's the extra wax I put on it.
Could be. No, I mean, that's a good apple for baking because of the texture and the consistency it keeps. But yeah, I like the Golden Delicious better.
Golden Delicious, number 1, our best apple so far. Mm-hmm. Okay, now pick a red and yellow apple of your choice.
Okay, well, closest to me. What's this one? Jazz.
Jazz hands.
That's a funny looking apple.
I have not heard of this apple before.
Do we have a Cosmic Crisp? Oh, we do.
We do have a Cosmic Crisp.
So our neighbor is actually the produce manager at a grocery store, not the closest one to us. And when they first started stocking Cosmic Crisp, he brought over a bunch for the kids to try.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Jazz ain't too jazzy.
It's not a very sweet apple. I don't think it's very sweet.
No.
I think it's kind of the texture is a little mealy. I don't know if it's an older apple or if it's the variety. But yeah, that's not my favorite.
And the skin is really hard.
It is.
Third?
Yeah, I'd say that's third below Granny Smith.
Granny Smith. Okay. So you said the Cosmic Crisp. So we'll go. Look at how red this guy is. That's a red apple.
I remember the kids really liked it when he brought it over.
They were brought treats by a neighbor.
They were. I mean, they're apples. You can't say no.
Wow.
That's a good apple. It's much sweeter.
It's one or two. It's better than Jazz, better than Granny Smith.
I like the texture.
Where you putting it?
So, I like that the Golden Delicious has a bit of a tartness to it. This one didn't have a bit of a tartness to it, so I think I'd put it second.
All right, we'll go ahead and put it in first because I thought it was the best.
Okay. I don't care.
I'm just giving you a hard time, on me. I've demoted it to second.
I really don't care. They're apples. This isn't rocket science.
This next one is the Rave apple. I've never been to a rave in my life. Have you?
Nope.
Yeah, I'm too old.
It smells very apple-y.
It does. It smells like what apple smells like. What the hell? It tastes like apple cider booze.
This is very... I don't get any alcohol-y taste from it. It is very... It's got a hit of like sourness, tartness. It's sweet. It's good.
It's very crisp. It
is very, very crisp.
In the way white wine or apple cider, the alcohol is like crisp.
Sure. Of course, he's talking about apple cider, as in what you normally get in like Europe. You don't really find that many hard apple ciders in the U.S. Although I think it's coming places. I think this one might be third. I'm getting a weird aftertaste.
I agree. It does have an odd aftertaste. Yeah, we'll put it third.
That's fun though.
Yeah, that was really fun.
If you like tartness in your apples, you might want to give that a try.
Yeah, I've never heard of that before. The Rave apple. I was surprised by how many apples I had not heard of.
Do you remember that orchard we used to go to in Wisconsin? They had one
Here you go.
that... Is this a Macintosh?
No, there were no Macintosh. The Red Lotus.
There were no Macintosh?
Mm-mm.
This is just kind of meh.
It's
It doesn't have
boring.
much flavor to it at all.
Yeah.
It's just kind of watery.
Would you put it above or below the Jazz? Was it last? Second to last?
I don't recall which one was the Jazz at this point. This one, the kind of mealy yellow one.
Mm-hmm.
It's better than Jazz.
Yeah. Okay. 6 apples in. We're halfway through the 12.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to pick the next apple?
Let's do this little guy.
Oh, this little
I've got
guy
some
right
apple
here.
Skin in my mouth.
This is a Fuji.
Fuji. Do you remember the apple I'm talking about? It was like some sort of weird, like... They described it as having a wine flavor. I got it for your friend and he loved it.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of the apple.
I don't remember either.
Honestly, I thought this would be number 1 because I used to love Fuji apples. This is kind of blah.
Yeah, it doesn't have much flavor at all.
Yeah.
I think I'd put it above the Red Delicious.
Which would above, the question is above the Granny Smith.
I don't think so. Granny Smith has more flavor.
There we go.
What do you think?
I tend to agree with you.
Okay. Poor Rave or Jazz. Poor Jazz. A
Gala. You got to cut away from the core. I'm not going to feed my wife the core of an apple.
I would prefer not to eat the core.
It's a little too mealy.
It has better flavor than the last couple, but I still think it's below a Granny Smith. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's below a Fuji, above a Red Delicious.
Okay.
What's this one? I can't read it.
Pink Lady.
Pink Lady. Ooh.
I just got those from Costco for Chumps' lunches. They had a bag of them. Normally I would get him the smalls, I think they're Gala snacking apples. But then I saw these organic Pink Ladies. Give them a try. I never tried them. He didn't complain. Although I also don't know how many of the apples he actually eats in his lunch or just goes straight to the trash.
Goes
I
straight
like
to
the
the trash.
texture of this. You don't like this one?
No,
I like this one.
Really?
It's not going to go into the top. But, yeah, I like it's got a nice, firm, crisp texture. The flavor is mild, not bad.
Was it better than a Rave? Does it move to the top three? The top three
No.
being,
No, it doesn't move into the top three. I might even put it... Yeah, it's close to a Granny Smith. So, it's either fourth or fifth for me. Yeah.
There we go.
I like the texture of that.
Honey Crisp.
Honey Crisp! We used to go to that orchard in search of the Honey Crisps.
Yes, we did.
That's a delicious apple.
Phenomenal. Clearly in the top four.
I think... Is this one the Cosmic? I think so.
I can cut you another piece of Cosmic if you want me to.
I believe this was the Cosmic based on the color.
Yeah, I think so.
So I got apple stuck on my throat. I think it's better than the Cosmic Crisp.
Okay. We'll put it second. And our last one. Honey Crisp.
You got 2 Honey Crisps?
One is organic.
Oh, well, let's see if the organic Honey Crisp is any different.
Okay, I'll be honest with you. That was the organic one.
Okay.
Which, oddly, is a nicer looking apple
It was.
than the non-organic variety. Are you an organic food person?
I tend to think it's more marketing.
That's a less good apple. I put it right below Rave, above Granny Smith.
I'm done with that.
Well, wait a second here. I said 12 apples. I only have 11.
Okay.
Honey, for you, I got the very best apple you can get this time of year. The candy variety.
Oh, but it's not from Rocky Mountain Candy Company.
No, it's
Which
not.
has the absolute best caramel apples. That is delicious. I'm not going to eat this right now.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
because it's number one.
Well, yes, caramel apples are absolutely delicious, but I don't know if we've talked about it much, but I am mildly, very low grade diabetic, and I've already had ice cream today. We've eaten a bunch of apples. I need to be smart and not cut into that.
Yeah, not to share too much health information. Erin had gestational diabetes and just decided to stick around. Which, congratulations. Here's a baby.
It's very well controlled. I'm good, but I'm still this much technically diabetic. I'm just a couple points from being considered pre-diabetic. So we'll be a little good.
I'm proud of your good choice, honey.
Thank you. We'll eat that tomorrow.
Perfect. Can I get from you? Yeah, there you go.
So this is the cinnamon apple cider. Ooh, excuse me. They really filled that to the top.
They're generous in Lewisburg, Kansas.
Excuse me. You can ask for more. It smells very cinnamon apple cidery. So when I was learning to can, my dad and I went on all sorts of adventures to apple orchards, searching out, the best apples for applesauce or the best apples for whatnot. So
Oh man,
we had fun.
Erin makes the best homemade applesauce.
I like
It's
making
really
the apple
fantastic.
butter.
The apple butter's even better.
So I read somewhere, and I don't know if it's true, that adding cinnamon to apples, it's so triggering for people that people think apples have like cinnamon. Like people can't taste the apple until they have cinnamon with it.
Oh, how
It
interesting.
was very interesting. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it was pseudoscience or real science.
Mm-hmm.
But I think between the ciders,
Mm-hmm.
I think I like the Honeycrisp one better.
Yeah, I think I like the Honeycrisp one a little bit more. But look, I'm not kicking cinnamon apple out of bed.
I don't know.
Like,
I mean, they will be consumed. I don't know if the kids have really had apple cider, like pressed apple cider like that.
so this place, if anyone's near Lewisburg, Kansas, just south of Kansas City, when I was a kid growing up, and things may have changed in 40 years. But you could go down, they had donuts they would make, and they had this tremendous, like, 100-year-old apple press, and it was, like, square. And they would fill a line of apples, put burlap cloth, another line of apples, burlap cloth, and then like, turn a screw, and this big thing come down and just kaboosh, and just, they'd all just explode with juice
Nice.
everywhere. It
That
was really
sounds
cool.
So this cinnamon, the apple cinnamon one, to me tastes like drinking applesauce.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just think
What, it
is
says
very
something
apple
free on it. Oh,
It's gluten-free.
Gluten-free.
It's 100% natural, gluten-free, old-fashioned, natural goodness. We've produced delicious, wholesome apple cider with 100% natural ingredients since 1977. This old-fashioned method of cider making continues today because we know it makes the highest quality cider. We have also learned that steeped with cinnamon, cider quickly becomes an extra special treat we know you will enjoy. Not from concentrate, no preservatives. Shake well, settling is natural. Number one ingredient, apple.
is there a second ingredient?
Cinnamon, allspice, and cloves.
Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Apple in the warm slices.
Let's check the ingredients on this one. Yeah, the only ingredient on this says apple cider.
So it must be just pure apple juice.
Nice.
I'm glad it's gluten free.
It is
I was
gluten-free.
really worried
If
about.
you're curious, they say there's 8 ounces, there's 29 grams of carbs,
Oh,
26 grams of sugar, but no additional sugar. So, and it's not like it tastes like apples. It doesn't taste overly sweet like they've added extra sugar or anything.
right, like apple juice. Like if I take a sip of the kid's apple juice, like I feel like I'm a cartoon, like going to the dentist and like.
So when I was in college, my developmental psych professor once made a side comment about the sugar in Kool-Aid versus apple juice. And it was basically, Kool-Aid is better. Kool-Aid has less sugar than apple juice. It's one of the things that sticks with you. You think it's a health food, but...
I remember. Do you remember pouring the sugar into the big pitcher to make the Kool-Aid and then getting to stir it up?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think our kids have ever had Kool-Aid.
They have Capri Suns.
Yeah, like
But,
we didn't get Capri
no.
Suns growing up.
Yeah, I've never mixed a pitcher of Kool-Aid for the kids.
Mm.
I do remember when we were little, we would always have Kool-Aid stands. And I remember, I don't know why we were trying to conceal the Kool-Aid stand from my dad. But we had taken Kool-Aid, and we were going to do a Kool-Aid stand. But we were trying to keep it secret from Dad. But he found our Kool-Aid, and he took a drink of it, and he said, "You forgot to add the sugar." So we went, and he added the sugar, and then we had our Kool-Aid stand. I mean, what's more summertime than a bunch of kids sitting at the end of the driveway with paper cups full of Kool-Aid,
Right.
trying to peddle their wares.
For like a nickel.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm old and...
Well, I mean, when we were little, Kool-Aid packs were like 10 cents a piece.
Oh yeah, but it was never 10 cents a piece. It was like
Well, yeah,
20 for $1 or something.
Right.
Like, you always got like a million of them. Well, this was very fun.
This was
It was a
fun.
great idea to taste apples. And I hopefully now will not get sick.
That's right. Hopefully we have now 11 apples. We have more than enough apples to keep the doctor away.
That's right. That's right. And the winner was surprisingly the Golden Delicious. Organic Honey Crisp was second, and then Cosmic Crisp
was third.
was third. Rave 4. And Poor Jazz.
Poor Jazz.
Sorry, Jazz.
It was like the saddest looking
Saddest
apple
little
too.
apple, yeah.
But I don't think we judged it by the appearance at all. I think we did mostly taste.
I think, honey, when people look at me, they know you don't judge things by appearance. Pretty confident. No, you're not really tainted in that regard.
No. Well, if you guys have any ideas of things you'd want us to taste, let us know.
And we shall give them a try.
Well, we'll see if they're feasible for us to get. Let's be honest.
Right.
But yeah, maybe we'll have to do. I don't know. Do they have like varieties of pears? I can only really think of like 2: Anjou and Bartlett.
Bosh.
That's true. 3. That's not very fun.
That's not, no. We could try different varieties of baby carrots.
Ooh.
No.
We'll see.
You know what? I know what we can have. Well, this will be the absolute like divorce court fight.
Okay.
We'll do hard-boiled eggs cooked for 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, all the way up to the 486 minutes or however long you cook them for.
He makes fun of me because he thinks I overcook the hard-boiled eggs. We have different methods of cooking the hard-boiled eggs, and yes, you like a softer center than I do. But it doesn't mean I'm wrong. So what I always learned was I put the water in the pan, put the eggs in the pan, don't preheat it, don't do anything, just put it on the stovetop, set a timer for 30 minutes, come back and they're cooked. So the eggs are in there the whole time the water's warming up and everything, and I think they're just fine. He prefers it to start the water boiling and put them in for 12 minutes. I don't think they're really that different if you consider the time it takes to boil a pot of water. But
Yep. Not too much different.
no. There you have it.
There you go. But if there's anything else you want to see us see Brian put in his mouth, just let us know. Probably do it for the lulz.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for another edition of Poor Decisions with Brian. Sickness edition.
Uh-huh.